Hi, this is Pastor Adam Edgerly from Newsong, LA. I was thinking last week about when I was a child and I first encountered fireflies, these fascinating little creatures that glow in the dark. I was so amazed by them, and I remember catching one in a jar and taking it in the house. The Bible tells us that Jesus has life within himself, and that life is the light of all humankind, that through him everything was created, and he gives life and light to everything. He is the only one that is sustained by himself. He doesn't need everything else to survive. Unlike that, you and I, we really have to have a safe environment in order to survive, in order to thrive. I remember that little firefly in the jar didn't do so well when I didn't put any water in there or anything in there to eat. Well, as we grow up, our idyllic lives, if they even start out that way, gradually cause problems when we don't have everything that we need to thrive as human beings. And every human being, let's face it, comes from some kind of a dysfunctional family. We all have challenges in life. How then do we fulfill what Jesus said was the greatest commandment? When Jesus was asked by a lawyer in Matthew chapter 22, what is the greatest commandment? Verses 35 through 40, he says, the greatest commandment is to love the Lord our God with all of our mind, with all of our soul, and with all of our strength. But the problem is, as time goes on in our lives and sin takes its toll, we are so compartmentalized and divided as human beings. Our heart is buried in one place and our mind is drifting off in another. And our faith becomes just a religion as a compartment of our lives rather than a whole life spirituality. For the coming year at Newsong, LA, we're going to be focused on the idea of soul care. How do we allow God to do deep healing within us so that we can love him with all of who we are? It's interesting that Jesus also says that the second great commandment was like the first. It is to love our neighbor as we love ourselves. And our understanding of who we are, our sense of identity, has really wrecked our ability even to love ourselves properly. How do we love our neighbor when we have not yet internalized the love of God and developed a healthy love of ourselves? Jesus wants to bring healing that transforms the life completely so that our whole life spirituality is something we can devote to God and to one another. In these coming months, we're going to be exploring this more deeply, but I hope you enjoyed this little excerpt from this Sunday sermon, and I hope that you'll enjoy the full sermon.